Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're going to review round 17 of the 2026 NRL Fantasy season. So if we go back to round 17 would be helpful. So we scored a 991, which was top 10k for the round, so happy with that. We have moved up to 23k overall, so I was hoping for a little bit more of a lift, but I guess there's probably lots of people on the move this week. But in terms of the team, Marshall King with the 54 continues to be pretty solid and will be very useful for us this week. Aaron Clark with a 42. Couchman with 69 was pretty good. Terrell May with a 168 as captain. Spotside 84 as captain. So a great pick there. Suka with the 64. So we traded him for Lasardi, so I think that's worked out pretty well, given his availability this week as well. Ryan Couchman with 51, pretty solid effort from him. Jaden Campbell with the 35. Cleary with 64 was good. Herbie with 65 was good. Sasangi we traded in, 36 from him. Kiraz with a 33. Bostock with a 43. Was good, but he's now in the Origin team, which has stuffed up our plans a little bit. And Fa'alongo with 76 it was pretty good as well. So we did actually have head-to-heads this week, so I'll jump into it and have a look. So got a win over the Supremas in this round with a 930 for Stephen. So he had Terrell May, but not as captain. He had Cleary as captain, so got a few points up there. 10 for Xavier Wilson as well, is disappointing, going off injured. Olaquatu was good though, with 72, but again another one who's stuffed up our Origin plans by getting himself picked for New South Wales. Izzy Cattell, so a couple of tough injuries there for you, Stephen. Unlucky, mate. But had some good scores elsewhere, like Kinney with the 65. Pretty decent loop option in there. Freddie Lussig's pretty handy there with a 45. So some good stuff. But I did see some thousands across the league, so I'll just go back here. Go the roundabout way. I'll say a 1 for the notorious PIG. So David continuing to carve it up. So he had Terrell May, Couchman, Hamish Stewart with the 70. It's pretty nice. Captain Cleary had Katoa as well and still managed to get to 4 digits. So fun with Ewan Aiken, a 75 as a dual position pick. That's pretty decent. Fa'alongo was there too. Kalamatangi, surely that score. He's left that score on the bench. And that's, still got 1,000. So that's, killing it. I'm pretty sure, sitting first in this league. Pretty sure first in the Open League too. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But the second league got the win over Cleary's Clutch Panthers, Oliver's team. And it looks like I got the top score in this league, so that's pretty nice for me. 808 for Oliver, so he had Pasco, Stewart went well, Jack Williams 46, no KPP on the edge, so I would have got a blank, no spare edges, which is unlucky. Herbie Farnworth as captain was good though. So Mulatalo would have been Setu 231 would have slotted in there. Got Fogarty's 57 on the bench there, so a couple of good scores, but a couple of misses there as well. So to the Open League, and as predicted, David has extended his lead, so sitting 250th overall, which is pretty nice. Anyone else get the 4 digits this week? Doesn't look like it. But great job, David. Yeah, so in terms of the team for this week, so I guess the initial sort of plan was to look at these swings. So we ended up holding Joash Papali. So I might have changed up the trades from the video. I think I had Twal in, and then obviously Twal was out. So Ford's still sitting there on the bench. Yeah, so I think the plan was to go forward to Twal as a bit of a luxury. Uh, and then because we banked a heap of cash, we can thank Harrison for his work as we bring back Nico Hines. But I'll just make this one trade because we've now got the issue of Jack Bostock not being available this week. So we've got the forwards covered. We can bring in Twally next week if we don't use the trade this week. So we've burnt the trades through. We do get those 8 extra in round 20. So after the end of the Origin period, the NRL Fantasy gods hang on to some for you because they know we're all degenerates that love a trade. So yeah, because I guess we play 12 this week or we play 12 next week, given that we can put Clark back in the middle, but we don't have Jackson forward. So that's why we were bringing in 12, was to cover um, for forward. So I don't know why it says he's on the bye. He was injured, but I'm sure we'll find out break even during the week as to when we need to do that. Um, so I guess thinking like, cost benefit, we trade for Bostock this week, but next week we should have Farlungo available. We should have Kiraz available. Maybe he's got that rib injury. Siegwalt should still be available given the Latrell Mitchell calf injury. Um, so we're covered in the back line for next week and not in the middle. And I guess if we think about who's more likely to score, a randomly selected wing fullback for 1 week or Alex 12 for 1 week. So, yeah, I'm sort of still leaning towards going the forward to 12 pick. Um, I guess we can have a look to see if he's back fit yet. We don't have to commit to it yet. If it is, we've then got to make a decision of who we sort of let slide to the bench. And yeah, probably just think it's got to be Suka. But, since he's started on the edge, he's actually been pretty handy. So, yeah, so the last 3 games, 43, which is probably when he might have come on. I don't know if he started that game necessarily. 55 against the Dolphins and then 64. So actually, I should have done the match stats. That's better. Oh, yeah, so he played 70 minutes. That's right, he come on fairly early. So you extrapolate those scores out to 80 minutes as well. He's averaging PPM. It's pretty decent. So didn't even play the full 80 against the Knights, but did get a try, I suppose, which bumped his average up a bit. So I'd probably work off that 55 and 80 minutes against the Dolphins as a bit of a guide of what to expect with that. So I think at the moment we'll just leave it as is. We'll consider Twal if he's named and if he's locked in. They do play fairly early in the round, so and I guess because these guys are all involved in the game, it's easy enough to make the trades ahead of time. I guess the one thing I've got to be mindful of is being slightly remote, whether I can get internet access. I'm sure I will. But yeah, we'll come back. I'll record on Wednesday night with the final picks and stuff, but we'll run that for now. In terms of captain, vice captain, um, I'm pretty happy with leaving it the way it is, to be honest. Um, yeah, so May, Farnworth, and yeah, we'll go from there. But we'll wrap the video up there. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL Fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.